of perfection.
I spent the last 2 years being perfect.
But for all, it is their lifeblood. And for all, the World Title Series is a chance for redemption. These four men have beaten the odds and fought their way to the semis and what could be their final chance at immortality. Tonight, a special look at the four incredible athletes who will have the opportunity to grab destiny by the horns and become the Kingboard, the future of Impact Wrestling, the TNA World Heavyweight Champion, plus 2 all-star matches featuring Group Future 4 versus Group X Division, the 4-way battle between Bobby Roode, Rockstar Spud, Eddie Edwards, and Mr. Anderson. Impact Wrestling starts now.
The semifinals are set. The stage couldn't be any bigger for Lashley versus EC3 and Matt Hardy versus Air. The semifinals and the finals take place live on January 5th from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. But tonight, we have 2 all-star matches, plus an in-depth look at our 4 semifinalists. Starting with this man right now, it's destiny to become world champion.
Matt Hardy, twist of fate. Matt Hardy's got Drew Galloway down, and Matt Hardy has become champion.
You know, after relinquishing the world title, there was so many journey I have again. You know, I just reached the pinnacle, became the TNA World Heavyweight Champion, which was my dream. And my mentality was like, all right, it's just, I could sit here and I could, you know, I could whine the situation, or I could take this as an opportunity to prove I truly am the heavyweight title. And that's what I chose to do. David Richards is so good. He can beat anyone on any given night. I didn't take him lightly. Fortunately, he fell victim to the Matt Hardy formula. Bell, wrestle, twist of fate, victory. If you went out there and took an off night against Eddie Edwards, seriously, he would eat you alive. So I went out there, I wrestled as hard as I could, I gave it everything I had, and I went out there, and that was the win. I have to be honest, I was truly impressed with Robbie E in our matchup. Robbie E really did his thing, and when it was all said and done, big money match, you know, I had to drop Robbie E with a twist of fate, and I had to beat him, and I had to move on, because I didn't see any other way of finishing group play.
Matt Hardy is no longer world champion. We have the World Title Series 1 week in. How great was it last week to see all those incredible matches from group champions? Lashley defeats Mr. Anderson. EC3 and Austin Aries go to a time limit draw. So Lashley has 3 points. EC3 with 1. Anderson with 1 in group champions. Matt Hardy and Davey Richards are part of tag team specialists. The Knockouts are also involved in the World Title Series. Awesome Kong and Gail Kim. Kong defeated Madison Rain, so we'll see if Madison and Gail Kim can pick up some victories. Group UK also action. Drew Galloway defeated Bram. Spud defeated Grado, so it's Galloway and Spud with 3 points each. And this is Davey Richards versus Matt Hardy, mentioned that also in their group. Eddie Edwards and Robbie E. in a very interesting conversation earlier in the roundtable discussion with JB as it related to Davey Richards' chances. And
Look at those kicks by David Richards on the apron.
Side effect from Matt Hardy. Apron, and Matt Hardy is about this World Title Series. He's put what happened about him.
Well, you know it's still got to be in the back of his head. It's still got to be messing with his sight, because now he has to go through all this again.
Cover, and kick out by Davey.
You know he wants to prove to EC3, not just the world, because he's already done it, but he wants to prove to EC3 that, hey, I'll get back to the top. Unlike you, I'm going to make it happen.
Via social media tonight, via Twitter, follow us at Impact Wrestling. See quick late drops here by Matt Hardy on Davey Richards.
You know, Matt Hardy has never looked more determined. He's never looked more 3 consecutive leg drops to Davey Richards.
And now another cover, hooks 1 leg, great minds. And everyone should take the opportunity, you still have it, to go back and relive Bound for Glory on pay-per-view. Check out Bobby Roode versus Lashley. Everyone was talking about it. Of course, the conclusion of Bound for Glory has been trending for nearly 2 weeks as Davey Richards takes out Matt Hardy.
I was wondering, Hope was sitting here thinking, when's the shot of caffeine gonna kick in, Daddy? And I believe it just did. Davey Richards with a suicide dive.
You know that Eddie Edwards and Robbie E. are paying close attention to this matchup. They will go one-on-one a little bit later. but they know that they have to get past both Davey and Matt eventually at some point in group play, nipped up by Davey Richards.
Yeah, he's feeling it. Davey Richards is feeling it.
In singles matches, Davey loves to utilize a move he calls creeping death. And Davey turned it around on Matt Hardy, covered by Davey. Desperation. Matt Hardy. What a match to get us started here on Impact Wrestling. We're just getting started. You're seeing Matt Hardy go one-on-one with Davey Richards.
Main event matchup right here, folks.
Matt was looking for twist of fate yet again, and Davey had it well scouted.
And Davey just driving the shoulders into the midsection. That'll make your brain gut this morning and last night.
You know, it's like competing against a great quarterback who loves to look downfield. You're often watching for that, and that's what Davey's watching for with Matt and the twist of fate. But Matt can change it up. He can scramble and run for a first down if he needs to. Davey Richards has to be on his game tonight should he defeat Matt.
A little wobbly is Davey Richards right there. Nice Pope type analogy, by the way, Josh. Here comes Matt.
Matt Hardy gets caught in the chest.
Right back to the ribs, actually, from Pope's look.
Oh! That was right across the face of Matt Hardy.
Davey is just picking it up. I think he's feeling it. I think he knows now's the time. Because you let Matt Hardy breathe, you let him live, you may come out on the losing end.
Davey Rich said world title opportunities are very rare, and Davey's trying to take full advantage here to pick up 3 quick points against Matt Hardy.
Twist the fight.
Got him in the center of the ring. Matt Hardy has Davey Richards shoulders to the mat, and Matt Hardy picks up 3 points.
Your winner, Matt Hardy.
This is Matt Hardy's first victory. Hardy started the World Title Series. Matt Hardy has the World Title.
You know, after the clean sweep of Group Tag Team Specialists, I'm off to the round of 16, and the real excitement began because there is no losing. I got to be honest, Bobby Roode right from the jump. I knew the pressure was going to be on. Bobby Roode is a perennial main eventer, and Bobby Roode is possibly the greatest TNA World Heavyweight Champion in history. I mean, he's the longest reigning TNA World Heavyweight Champion in history. And I have a lot of Roode became an obstacle in my way, and I had to defeat him and to move on to the round of 8. So that's what I did. I went out and had a hell of a fight. I did what I had to do: bell, wrestle, twist the tree, move on to the next round. I'll tell you what I learned about Jesse Goddard in this match. He is a legitimate professional wrestler. He gave me a hell of a fight, and if I hadn't been on my A game that night, Matt Hardy's going to make it to the finals because Matt Hardy is destined to be in the final. I'm not going to let anything stop me. I mean, I'm going to continue to apply my formula. I'm going to continue to win. Is going to fall victim to a very unfortunate twist of fate. He's dangerous. He's deranged. He's got the most volatile aura I've ever seen. But Eric, no one stops the Matt Hardy train. Because I'm going to over you, and I'm rolling into the finals, and I'm not going to stop until I have my hand raised as TNA World Heavyweight Champion.
And we'll get more in-depth with the other semi-finalists in just a little while. And also later tonight, I have the opportunity to sit down with all 4 men competing in the semi-finals for a very unique roundtable discussion. Also later tonight, we'll hear from TNA Hall of Famer, the first ever world champion, Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle will address the World Title Series and those competing in the semifinals. But coming up next, it's one of 2 all-star matches taking place here tonight, featuring athletes from the World Title Series.
In a world of hard-working Nation America.
The following contest scheduled for one fall is an 8-tag team match. Introducing first, Crimson. And his tag team partner, Ela. And their tag team partner, Micah. And partner, Jesse Goddard.
And for the first time tonight, I can welcome in my broadcast group Future 4 Pope. And it was Eli Drake and Jesse Goddard that made it further than anyone in Group Future 4, so they can kind of puff their chests out.
survival of the fittest, if you will. And you're right. Now listen up and let me captain this thing.
Matches taking place here tonight. And we're going to talk all about the semifinals. Cannot wait for January 5th. In the middle of everything for the end of the World Title Series.
And their opponents, introducing first, EC. And his tag team partner, Tigray Uno. And their tag team partner,
came down to 3 out of the 4 members of Group A playoff match between Manic, Tigray Uno, and DJZ. It was Tigray and DJZ who would move on to the round of 16 in the World Title Series, and now here they are, all on the same side, all competing on the same team. It's Group X Division versus tonight's All-Star match. Go. Group Future 4 versus Group X Division. We'll see how these two. I think it's safe to say, partner, that these aren't Team World Title Series. I don't think that they expected to be tonight all-star matches. I think all 8 of them would like to be in the semifinals.
Absolutely. Circumstances, if you will. That's what we have right here. Tag team action, if you will, amongst X Division and both sides of the ring. Is it going to be Eli Drake, as you see he's taking charge, or is it going to be Uno, the X Division champion, with Team X Division?
I don't think it happens here tonight. We'll see what happens live Tuesday, January 5th. From the Sands Bethlehem Casino. You can get your tickets right now for 5 nights. Action-packed television coming to the Sands Bethlehem Events Center in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, January 5th through the 9th. Tickets start at just $10 and are available at Ticketmaster.com or the Sands Bethlehem Events Center box office. You know, when you look at Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, 83 miles from New York City, 65 Philadelphia. I mean, it is right smack in the middle. In the Northeast, New York City's representing. Newark's representing. It's going to be great.
And you know all of the Impact Wrestling fans going to come out to sit right there smack dab in the middle of it, as Isaac Curry would say. We got to look that up. But right now, Jesse Goddard's the modern-day Adonis in the ring, daddy. And
we talked to Matt Hardy earlier. You heard from Matt Hardy. He ran competing in group tag team special. All he did was sweep the group. Matt Hardy beat everyone. Know that they are just a twist of fate away from losing. Hardy, do you like Matt's chances against Eric Young in the semifinals?
Regardless how you have your brackets figured out, who you have penciled in, regardless who you're rooting for, the evidence speaks for itself. Matt Hardy has been a man on a mission. He's been a man on the roll, and it's kind of hard to stop somebody.
In the semi-group, TNA Originals. Eric Young group, and Eric Young got out of that group and then just won matches, and Eric Young has continued to beat down opponents and has perhaps the most devastating signature maneuver in all of wrestling right now.
Period. You said that right. Most dangerous and devastating maneuver in that power driver. Nobody, and Polk means nobody, has done it any better than Eric Young.
We'll hear from a little bit later here on a couple of occasions, actually, in the round conducted earlier with all 4 members of the semi-final the World Title Series. You and I will have an opportunity to Sawyer, and we have some strong opinions as it relates. I think we both agree as it relates to Lashley.
Absolutely. When you talk about Lashley, when you talk about the tape that moves like a race car, interesting dynamic when you talk about his makeup. So breaking them down and dissecting them is going to be that much more interesting.
And it will be Lashley on 1 with EC3 in the semifinals on January the 5th, on to the finals to compete champion. It's not like college football's playoff where you have a game, and then you take a week off. We're going to get it all done in one night and crown a brand new. Can't wait to see what the new year has in store for all of us.
Right now, Team X Division had in store a triple-double suplex to Jesse Goddard and Micah.
So many exciting things happening, not only inside the 6-sided ring, but all throughout Impact Wrestling. I have been loving, and I know you have too, the the Asylum years being rebid Thursday night, 7 p.m. Eastern. Go to IMPACTWrestling.com and you can watch the live stream every Thursday. What I love about the live stream is the interaction.
Absolutely.
Everyone's talking about it. TNA executives are talking about it. You can catch tweeting along to the Asylum years every Thursday night, 7.
In order to know where you're going, you gotta know where you come from. And right now, Micah just came from inside the ring on top of Group X Division.
This is what Group X Division wants to do. They want to keep this match above the ring. They want to hide, block, take out Group Future 4, earn those bragging rights. We still have a 4-way match still to come. Rockstar Spud, Mr. Anderson, Eddie Edwards, and Bobby Roode will be competing, and that's an elimination-style matchup.
Talk about elimination. Jesse Goddard right now about to... Nah, he didn't fly.
Did you happen to catch Jesse Goddard on the red carpet recently? Miss Team California USA.
Yeah, he sends me all of his information, his tweets, sends me selfies and everything.
He doesn't send them to you. He posts them on Instagram and Twitter, and you happen to follow. Do you know how social media works? I know Manic knows how social media works. He flies up the top rope, takes out everybody.
What a maneuver by Manic on top of the rope.
Manic couldn't have timed that better, neither could I.
But what is Mandrews about to do now?
Mandrews, he knows no limits. He fits so well in the X Division, and there's Eli Drake from behind. Eli Drake has never met an opportunity that he hasn't taken full advantage of.
Right there, Eli
Drake tagged himself, and you talked earlier about a leader stepping up and somebody stepping up for their team. I think Eli Drake is throwing a monkey wrench in the plans and the blueprint for his team.
Someone has to be in control. Someone has to set the tempo, if you will. And Eli Drake right now may have just done just that.
Body shot there, and Eli Drake back into the ring. It seems like every time that somebody from Group X Division is down, Eli Drake is right there trying to take advantage, even if it hinders his team.
Intensity, that's what Eli Drake is bringing right now. In Pope's opinion, that's what Future 4, they need to be focused on. Intensity. You got Mandrews hurt. Get on top of him and capitalize.
And man, nice teamwork here by Jesse Goddard and Crimson, showing off his strength.
Now see if that was Eli Drake.
Eli Drake just tagged himself in.
But Crimson probably showed up for the cut, and that's what Eli Drake is arguing.
While these two are arguing, Mandrews is recuperating. Mandrews was done for.
Oh, yeah.
And here comes Tigre Uno. There goes Eli Drake. And battling, it was like the mega powers exploding.
It was exploding on Eli Drake. Talk about lightning in the moon.
Nice move there by Eli Drake. Caught Tigre Uno. That's the advantage that members of Group Future 4 have over Group X Division. Look at this. Nobody wants to tag poor little Eli Drake.
Oh, there Eli Drake. He's number 2 in this book.
Well, look, when you act the way that Eli Drake has throughout this match, what do you expect? The man's acting like a complete jerk.
And now Micah, they have history together. Oh, yeah. Maybe Micah's sticking out with him.
These two are part of the Rising together with Drew Galloway. I don't think for a second that Micah was going to stand here and fight shoulder to shoulder, side to side with this turncoat Eli Drake.
Oh, very surprising.
Drake quickly needs to do the math. This went from 4-on-4 to 7-on-1. Quickly. Oh, EJZ.
Classic Diego.
You can get the entire locker room out here, and I don't think would be on the side of Eli Drake.
No, we can take you and put you in the ring. I'm sure you'll come up with a maneuver or two.
Here comes Mandrews, shooting star press, and Group X Division in 3/4 of Group Future 4 win this match.
Your winners, Manic, DJZ, Mandrews, and Tigre Uno.
Micah, Jesse Goddard, and Crimson to the list here in this match. The only one that you can hold an L up in front of.
Since to the boys you just mentioned, Group X Division.
Couldn't happen to a better guy. And I think the only guy that could have defeated 7 in this particular instance would be someone like Lashley. Lashley's in the semifinals. How did he know? How did he escape from group play? We'll show you right after this.
At Domino's, we're known for delivery, but we want to be great at carry-out, too.
I don't know if his friend's going to jump in. I don't know if he's going to do it on his own. I don't know what EC3 plans to do. Maybe I should ask EC3. Is he going to fight me by himself for once?
I feel it's kind of almost unfair that I have to defeat Bobby Lashley again to advance to the finals. I've beaten him.
What happens when you put all 4 men competing in the semifinals in one room to discuss the possibility of becoming world champion? Certainly uncomfortable at times. It was definitely explosive as well. Explosive. That's how you can describe the offense of Lashley. He tore through his group champions. He had an incredible match with this man, Austin Aries.
The bowling contest scheduled for one fall has a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first, accompanied by Thea, Austin Aries.
In his first match in the World Title Series, Austin Aries and EC3 both feel that had they had just another 15 seconds, that Aries felt that he was a brain buster away. EC3 felt that he was a 1%er away, but nonetheless, it was a draw. Both men earned 1 point, and then Austin go on to have an incredible match with Mr. Anderson. Chris right now sitting at 4 points.
And his opponent from Denver, Colorado, the Destroy Lashley.
He made quick work out of his last opponent in the MMA world, and now will look to do the same against Austin Aries. Lashley defeated Mr. Anderson to get off to a quick start, and then was defeated by none other than EC3, so that's why Lashley sits at 3 points right now. Will Lashley be the last man to qualify for the round of 16, or will Austin Aries?
Well, that remains to be seen, but right now, just the intent. Talking about the tank that moves like a race car. Lashley, we're talking about the Bentley. Austin Aries, finesse versus strength. Power is about to go down.
Austin Aries considers himself the greatest man to ever live. That's high self-crown by Lashley.
There's that power that Pope was alluding to just a minute ago.
Okay.
You know that Austin Aries is going to get ahead. How am I going to work this thing out, if you will?
Way back when they had their round table discussions, Austin Aries told me that I have a crash and burn style offense. But if that offense too, Lashley,
well, we all know that Austin Aries is definitely capable of defeating anybody at any time. He is a former World Heavyweight Champion, former Tag Team Champion, former X Division Champion. He's a Triple Crown winner here in Impact Wrestling.
Longest reigning X Division Champion of all time. He invented Option C. He always finds himself with options. Many people were shocked when they saw Austin Aries show up in the World Title Series, losing a loser leaves TNA match against Rockstar Spud. Austin Aries again found another way back in, found an option, saw that there was a group called Champions, and got himself in the World Title Series. And Austin Aries would love him out of the round of 16. Got to keep the speed up, though, against Lashley.
Well, that he is the greatest man that ever lived as he considers himself, but he definitely proved to be one of the smartest to ever live.
Nice missile. Lashley may be superhuman. He may be the greatest superhuman that ever lived. There is not a chink in the armor in any aspect of the game of Lashley.
And Lashley, almost 300 pounds of just solid muscle and intensity. and possess the speed of an X Division competitor.
And that one rocked Austin Aries all the way to the outside. Those body shots will come into play later on in this match. And it also may affect the wind of Austin Aries.
Well, that definitely take the wind out of your sails when you got the shoulders the size of Bobby Lemon into your midsection.
There you see Thea Trinidad on the other side of the ring. Lashley was going for a cover. Aries quickly rolled away. The former world.
He gave credit to the cameraman earlier. Pope wants to do the same thing. I'm glad they're not over there by Thea Trinidad, the Rose. Wait a minute!
Aries trying to counter this vertical delayed suplex. Austin Aries trying to fight free with knees to the head. What balance by both men!
Lashley's holding it!
Lashley's
sticking Lashley with a standing vertical suplex! What power!
Cover here by Lashley off of that suplex and a kick out by Austin Aries. Can Aries get back into this match? Victory. Find out as the World Title Series continues.
America.
This is our main event as we welcome you back to the World Title Series. Two men for group champions. It's Lashley going one-on-one with Austin Aries. When you're in, lose, and you go home. Lashley's sitting at 3 points. He's got to defeat Austin Aries, who has 4 points. Austin Aries trying to build momentum with the discus out. Lashley overhead belly-to-belly suplex.
Way to be up on the game. Lashley caught him.
And Lashley thinking spin. Lashley, I don't know if his shoulder went all the way to the post, but he's in harm's way right now.
I don't know either, but I know one thing. Austin Aries going after those tree trunks that Bobby Lashley stands on probably is the right thing to do at this point.
Aries trying to quick strike, trying to wear down Lashley. And how powerful is Lashley? Just pulled Aries over the top rope.
With little effort, one might add.
Aries, though, so smart, so tactical.
Nice neck breaker using the ropes.
Didn't get out of his aim, out of his game, out of his drop kick this time. Takes Lashley on his feet.
That's because this time he could.
Austin Aries trying to battle through the pain, trying to move on in the World Title Series. Trying to get to the, trying to prevent Lashley from moving on. That's a grown man that Lashley just pulled off the canvas. Power slam and a kick out. And now Lashley sidestepped by Aries.
Very interested to see Aries try to go for that brainbuster. But he can do
Suicide dive! And Aries might have caught his ankle.
It's for this reason.
With just about 3 minutes to go in this match, take another look. Austin Aries may have clipped the ropes there. And again, it goes back to Aries saying that his offense is crash and burn. His offense is so risk-taking that it may have caught Aries here.
And you can see the Rose, Thea Trinidad, showing concern for her man. Austin Aries may be hurt.
And Lashley may come in here, pick up the scraps, pick up a here.
Yeah. Lashley could probably go for the pick up the win.
With just over 2 minutes to go, while Lashley is obeying the official here. But the clock's not going to stop.
I mean, but at the same time, much respect to senior referee or Hamlin, the Hall of Famer. If he's going to stop the match, I know with Austin Aries, because he could be playing possum. You never know.
With 2 minutes to go, if we get down to a time limit draw, it's Austin Aries who will advance. Aries has 4 points. Lashley has 3. Lashley has to realize this, go for the cover, end this thing.
I mean, if Earl's going to stop the match, just stop it. If you don't continue, but this can affect the whole outlook of group champions right now.
Earl Hebner saying you got to wait, Lashley, but you got 90 seconds left match. And Austin Aries fighting back here. So Earl Hebner used his sense, wouldn't let Lashley go there. I believe the right call was made for the health concern of Austin Aries, but we got almost a minute remaining.
Look at that.
Last chancery. Austin Aries move on to the round of 16 with 60 seconds to go.
I don't know, call me crazy, but Aries doesn't look too hurt at the moment. Or maybe Aries...
Lashley making it to the bottom rope, and he does. Austin Aries forced to break the hold. Lashley was clawing and scratching his way to the bottom rope.
This may be just sheer determination and desperation right now. Austin Aries perched up on the top rope.
Looking for the 450 splatter, is trying to pull him. Spear by Lashley. Lashley into the cover. And Lashley is moving on to the round of
3.
What a match. What a victory. Are we looking at the new...
When you think about Lashley, it's almost not fair sometimes. It'd be like play a Pop Warner game or Robert De Niro or Bradley Cooper to go star.
Like a race car, if you will. How often is it that you see someone as powerful as Lashley, as quick as Lashley?
The man is incredible. I started 2015 by becoming world champion in New York City.
It's full speed ahead. Ain't no stopping that, brother.
What's going to happen? When Lashley steps inside the ring with EC3 in the semifinals, Lashley beat EC3. EC3's already defeated Lashley once. A man who's never been pinned. A man who... So now Lashley finds himself in a must-win Game 7. Sudden death. This time, it happens on live television.
But in Polk's opinion, Lashley will be the first man ever to pin the unpinnable, the EC3 in the semifinals. That's Polk's word.
If that doesn't get you excited, check your pulse. Lashley is a destroyer. And still to come later tonight, we'll take a look at Lashley's opponent in the semifinals, none other than EC3, an in-depth look at the lifestyle of Ethan Carter III. But coming next, our second All-Star match. It's a four-way between Bobby Roode, Rockstar Spud, Eddie Edwards.
The Shop TNA Season's Beating Sale is happening right now, with DVDs and T-shirts starting as low as $5 by December 17th. Ship standard to arrive by Christmas Eve, and receive free shipping on all orders.
Welcome back to Impact Wrestling. Welcome back to the World Title Series. After our next All-Star match, we'll hear from Olympic gold medalist Kurt Angle and get his opinion on the semifinals. But first, the man who actually defeated Kurt Angle to become the world champion. His name is EC3. Ethan talking about how his journey in the World Title Series all got...
Well, you know, in preparation for the Final Four, I decided to visit one of my homes in Nashville, where I won't be seeing Andy, and go to an old training spot I like to frequent when I'm in town. You know, it's a great place for strength conditioning. You know, guys focus on aesthetics. Like, there's no Robbie Easy in this gym. This gym's hardcore.
Hey, get your car, mister! Get your car! Stop!
Drive it!
Rolex tire, get up like it's open fire. No survivors, no surrender, won't retire. Get it, spin it, lease it, rent it, credit, debit, independent. Women with no spending limits, come and get it. I'm
The world title. I mean, this entire scenario is predicated on a loss I never should have had. A loss I didn't have. I don't understand. My aunt and Billy Corgan conjure up this idea, this world title series, so everybody gets a shot at the world heavyweight champion. But what they fail to realize is I spent the last 2 years perfecting my craft. I spent the last 2 years being perfect. I have beaten every challenge I have faced. Fanboy, I'm unbeatable. My last name has nothing to do with being unbeaten world heavyweight champion. And did I push my aunt too far by not joining her allegiance against Global Force Wrestling or doing things my own way as world heavyweight champion? You know what? That's on her. Because I've done what Carters always do, and that's look out for number one. You know, it's strange how this series is formatted, and, you know, if you look at any competition of this nature, so to speak, and, you know, shockingly, I was placed in the group of death. And, you know, if you can get out of the champions group, you've pretty much paved your way to the Final Four. I mean, look who we had in our group. We had Mr. Anderson, former World Heavyweight Champion, Austin Aries, former World Heavyweight Champion, and Bobby Lashley. I mean, one of the most, if not dominant. All I do is win. Win-win, no matter what. And a lot of people complain about how maybe the 1% are handed the work ethic of a 1%er. I wasn't handed the drive of a 1%er, and I wasn't handed the brains of a 1%er. Those I've earned, not because of my last name, and not because of my legacy. This is what I work for. Nobody outworks EC3.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first from Birmingham, England, Rockstar Spud.
And he's the first pro wrestling ambassador for the children's organization, Starlight. You can check that out, the story, at Rockstar Spud's Twitter account, at Rockstar Spud. Also available at Impact. Humanitarian is Rockstar Spud. How will he fare in this all-star four-way match coming up right now?
And his opponent, one half of the Wolves,
Eddie Edwards made quite an impression on the Warriors. He had an incredible match with his tag team partner, Davey Richards. They're the World Time Limit draw and partner. The World Title Series started in October. Here we are at the end of the year, still talking about what a match that was, Eddie and Davey.
Yeah, I couldn't believe you just said incredible the way you did. It was absolutely freaking insane. The Wolves brought down the house.
You're critiquing my broadcasting now. Okay, it's on now. This will be easy.
And their opponent, from Toronto, Canada, the Factor Bobby Roode.
Longest reigning champion in TNA history. I don't think it's a stretch to say that Bobby Roode rather be in the semifinals. It's like going to a bowl game when you want to be in the playoffs. How much effort will Bobby Roode put forth in this match? He's a pro's pro. He's in the ring. He'll try to win. But in the back of his mind, Bobby Roode would much rather be in the semifinals.
Well, whenever you're inside of the six-sided ring, you always have the opportunity to make an impression, to make a statement. And I look for Bobby Roode to do just that in this matchup.
Of an angel. It's like a cross between Fergie and Jesus.
Talk about the Rockets is crazy.
Mr. Anderson, I feel, is motivated to compete in this match here. Mr. Anderson is looking for that spark. He's looking for that win. He may get it here tonight in this elimination style four-way matchup. And we'll see if that can propel Anderson into the new year, into some victories,
much like
championships.
Yeah, partner, much like with Bobby Roode. You know, Anderson is the consummate professional. Anderson has been there. You know, Anderson probably at the same time feel like, hey, right here's an opportunity, just like with everybody, and make a statement.
So I thought it was going to be Eddie Edwards starting things with Rockstar Spud. Instead, Bobby Roode said, you know what, I want to get these words for Bobby Roode earlier this year inside the six-sided ring on Impact Wrestling. Spud came out and sort of insulted Bobby Roode, and Bobby Roode beat down Rockstar Spud.
Well, you know, it's one thing to put over yourself and say what to do. It's another thing to put down a man, that man being Bobby Roode. It was a huge mistake.
You can go back and relive everything that we're talking about right now. You can also available exclusively on YouTube. Become a subscriber to our YouTube channel for exclusive weekly content.
Bobby Roode right now just plowed over Rockstar Spud. Obviously has the weight and size advantage. He's going to overcome this unless he start using his speed, partner.
Rockstar Spud has overcome so much in his career. He's hung inside the ring with the likes of Kurt Angle and EC3. Eddie Edwards made the tag, and it's Eddie Edwards, the legal man, here with Bobby Roode and Seguri there by Rockstar Spud. Can Eddie Edwards take advantage of what Spud just did inside the ring? We'll find out when this all-star match continues after this. Welcome back to this all-star match taking place. Rockstar Spud, it's every man for himself here. It's Bobby Roode on the outside. It's Eddie Edwards and Rockstar Spud inside the ring. Anderson standing on the apron. The legal men in this match are Rockstar Spud. He flies to the outside to take out Bobby Roode. Roode was legal. Spud made the tag during the break. And here comes Mr. Anderson.
Not going to even try to follow all that part. He's going to go with what's happening right now in the ring.
Anderson staring a hole through Rockstar Spud. Remember, these two were partners throughout much of 2015. But right now, it's every man for himself. And I don't think Anderson...
What is going on?
Well, I thought it. And then he wasn't. He's got a tight grip.
The underdog has to find a way to...
Tilt-a-whirl head scissors by Rockstar Spud.
Good drive to do so.
And Spud goes up and over and takes out Anderson, Edwards, and Roode.
You can see Rockstar going, hey, wait a minute, ref, who's legal? I want to take advantage. I want to capitalize.
And Rockstar Spud firing on all cylinders right now up on the top rope. Rockstar Spud flying Eddie Edwards.
Oh, he's beginning to feel it, partner.
This matchup we'll hear from TNA Hall of Famer, first ever world champion Kurt Angle, as Spud went for the underdog. Backslide by Eddie Edwards. Spud. Eddie Edwards once again backsliding, and he got him. Spud's eliminated. Say goodbye. And here comes Bobby Roode and Mr. Anderson.
Take advantage of the opportunity that presented itself. Eddie Edwards is still down on all fours, and hey, what better way to hit a man than when he's down?
Eddie Edwards, that backslide on Rockstar Spud, didn't have the full leverage, realized it, turned again, and eliminated the ultimate underdog from this matchup. So Spud goes back to the showers.
Double horn Camarada by Eddie Edwards.
And I talked to referee Stifler before this match, and I said, this is going to be a tough one to call. How are you going to keep everyone at bay? And he said, look, once the first guy's eliminated in no style match, I'm going to let him go. Only one can win.
Well, when it gets down to two, then it makes his job that much more easier. So, hey, I agree with Stifler. Just be there to make the pin fall.
Classic Eddie Edwards. Falls into position. Bobby Roode down and kicks out at two.
Edwards almost got the win right there with the chin checker. Bobby Roode could have been on his way back, but we've been talking about that maneuver he connects with all the time, and it's called chin checker. Almost got him a pinfall on Roode.
And the primal howl from Ed, a double stomp, misses, rolls through. Roode not coming. Eddie Edwards sidestepped. Oh, high back elbow there. And Roode looking for the crossface. Nice counter by Eddie Edwards. Roode still trying to lock it in. Anderson letting it go. Anderson knows this is an elimination match. Get it down to one-on-one.
Don't blame Anderson, but at the same time, he pissed off the it factor.
Not sure what Anderson may have said to Bobby Roode. Roll through here by Eddie Edwards. Anderson propelled Edwards. Bobby Roode. Neckbreaker thrown off. Anderson thinking might check it. Down to Mr. Anderson. And Bobby Roode.
Now it's down to two. Bobby Roode. Anderson.
And maybe a quick one-on-one match. Bobby Roode fights off the mic check. Quick clothesline there by Anderson. On the back elbow. Anderson trying to keep Bobby Roode off balance. Oh! By Anderson, spine buster by Bobby Roode. Anderson's done for. He kicks out at two.
Nobody hits that spine buster, and now he's going for
crossface. Crossface coming. Crossface locked in. Anderson nearly tapped out.
Thought he tapped.
Very close to tapping out was Mr. Mr. Anderson. Stifler right there. He's got a better point of view than anyone. Shoulders down and Rude forced to break. Good move there by Anderson.
Nice counter into the net breaker by Mr. Anderson. I think he stunned the hit factor right there. Maybe he's calling for the mic check again, partner.
Just waiting for it. Just stalking Bobby Roode. Instead, Anderson has Bobby Roode up on his shoulders. Roode fights free. Two former world champions in the ring right now. If Bobby Roode wasn't thinking about a victory before this match, he is now. He's made it this far. He wants to defeat Mr.
Has him up again. Oh, he connects.
And Anderson hooks the leg, and it was that close. Half a second away from defeating Bobby Roode.
Anderson right now with a look of intensity on his face. The longer it goes, I don't think he's going to be right now.
Looking for the mic check. Has bobbed up. Roode fires away with the elbows again to the jaw. Roode thinking Roode bomb. Roode's got Anderson up. Anderson slips through his shoulders of Bobby Roode down. And Mr. Anderson was that crossface. Crossface.
Anderson has to try to make it to the bottom rope.
He's locked in the center of the six-sided ring. Anderson turns inside. Roode hangs on. Roode hangs on. That's out. Mr. Anderson forced to tap out to the crossface. And this all-star match has been won by Bobby Roode. Nobody knows how to make him the Olympic gold medalist, the first ever TNA world champion.
The World Title Series has been very exciting to watch. It's been hard for me as a competitor to watch it from the outside. These guys are hungry. All of them want the World Heavyweight title. And only one of them is going to. I don't know who's going to win, but whoever that winner is, he's going to earn it in Impact Wrestling history. And whoever wins that title will be without a doubt the undisputed wrestling champion. The four finalists in the World Series, I had the chance to face all of them this past year in their own way. They're all going to bring something different to the table. And whoever wants the most, they're going to win it. I faced Eric Young. He's dangerous. He has the ability to beat anybody. Eric Young has proved that he is one of the best in the business this past year. He's done everything possible to prove that he is the best. And I believe Eric Young has a great chance of winning this World Title Series. Lashley, the most wrestler in this World Title Series. I strongly believe that Lashley is the favorite. Only when it's time to win, when it's time to step up, the guy wins.
He's so close to Bound for Glory, only to have it taken him and win this thing.
EC3, without a doubt, undefeated, unbeaten, the most proved wrestler on the roster the past 2 years. Every week he wrestles, he gets better. He is now considered one of the best in wrestling. I don't know if anybody can beat him. And the question is EC3 good enough now to win the World Title Series?
Great insight from Kurt Angle, and coming up next, we'll get inside the mind of the world-class maniac, Eric Young. You don't want to miss this, and it's next. The center of the ring. Oh, the world-class maniac. Pile driver by Eric Young.
The world title. I've affected the title change twice. I've held it once, and I got it taken from me, stolen from me for Bobby Lashley, who steps in my place. Bobby Roode, my so-called best friend. Sound like a best friend to you? Does that sound like a friend to you? That sounds like a snake to me. I'm the bad guy you took from me, Bobby Roode, and I will never forget it. Any way you slice it, Bobby Roode is one of the best wrestlers in the world today.
Bobby Roode up on the second rope here, and Eric Young pulls Earl Hebner in harm's way. Pile drive in the center of the ring. Eric Young is going to steal this victory and steal 3 points from Bobby.
I dropped him on his head. 1, 2, 3, and I beat him. You don't back a dangerous animal into a corner. When that animal's got no dangerous. James Storm, I warned you. I gave you a chance. I said, don't show up, James. Your best bet was to not show up. And you did. You paid the price, James.
And the match has officially begun. Oh! Use that tactic in his match against Bobby Roode. Low blow by Eric Young. And the world-class maniac is moving on to the round of 16.
And I put you down.
Welcome back to Impact Wrestling as we're taking a look back at the world title and how we got to the semifinals. That includes the deranged, the unhinged, the world-class maniac Eric Young. He'll be going one-on-one with Matt Hardy in the semifinals. But he had an incredible match in group play from Group TNA Originals with his former best friend Bobby Roode. And if Eric Young can do this to Bobby Roode, what will he do to Matt Hardy? Let's take you back to group play. Eric Young versus Bobby Roode. Welcome back to Wednesday on Impact. This is our main event from Group TNA Originals. It's Bobby Roode one-on-one with Eric Young. Bobby Roode has 3 points. In Group TNA Originals, Eric Young sits at 0. Both men are competing in their second match.
With serious intent right now as putting it to Eric Young.
Remember the rules in group play. 3 points for it. 1 point for a draw. You can get to a draw if you go to the time limit. Loss. You see Bobby Roode go for a move that he doesn't often go to, and it may affect him in this match. So everything Eric Young has needed throughout the night could come into play.
It could.
Shout out.
If the fans have anything to do. Oh!
Back elbow.
Because Eric Young seems to be paying attention to the fans as well.
Right, oh! Big shot there by Roode. Rocks Eric Young.
He fell! He fell to the mat!
Critical point in this matchup. Over. Senior official Earl Hebner. Up to a 5 count.
I didn't know if Eric Young was going to be able to maintain his composure there. He was going to be his feet planted in the mat, but instead his face went to the mat first.
Big shot by Bobby Roode, followed up by Eric Young. With the advantage here.
Man, just listen to it. Punches as it connects to the face and the jaw.
This breaks down into a brawl. Who do you get the advantage to?
Well, obviously the world-class maniac, the bearded terror, Eric Young. That's his field.
Oh! Onto the apron. Shot to the midsection of Bobby Roode. It has been a stalemate. Neither man has been able to gather much offense.
What a physical contest this has been.
And we talked about Richards. Know each other so well. Spine buster. Covered by Bobby Roode, and Eric Young just kicks out at 2. These two know each other very well.
Yes, sir. Well, indeed. So much, in fact, that Bobby Roode was able to counter and hit that little spine buster. Nobody does it better than Bobby Roode, the It Factor.
Urgency coming from Bobby Roode. Looking for a fisherman's buster here. He can lock his hands. Eric Young sidesteps and escapes. Eric Young thinking pile driver.
He hits it.
Bobby Roode jackknife cover. Eric Young shoulders down and pops for two. Eric Young misses wildly.
We see the match is now beginning to take its toll on both individuals. Ooh. It's boot to the mushmaker there. It's a popism.
Bobby Roode up on the second rope here, and Eric Young pulls Earl Hebner in harm's way. Bobby Roode put on the brakes.
Oh boy,
Eric Young pile driver in the center of the ring.
That's it.
Eric Young is going to steal this victory and steal 3 points from Bobby Roode.
Your winner, Eric.
So that's how Eric Young defeated Bobby Roode. He used shenanigans. He used the official. Bobby Roode was defeated. Eric Young didn't see it that
that's not in this business to be the world champion, you're wasting my time. Get out of my way. There's no doubting that Kenny King is an amazing professional wrestler. As a competitor. But what you're looking at is a world-class professional.
Wow! He's used referees. Pile driver here on Kenny King. Eric Young is moving into the round of 8.
Kenny, another bump in the road. Out of my way. T-Ray's got a lot of heart. He's got a lot right here. But I've held every major title in this company on several occasions.
Talk about climbing that.
Oh no, Eric Young, thinking pile driver. Eric Young with T-Ray Uno. Eric Young is moving on to the semi.
The World Title Series was made for me to be world champion. The World Title Series is my destiny.
Were we just looking into the eyes of the next world champion, or is the next world champion EC3? We'll take a look at one of his matches.
Every weekend, Thursday through Sunday, starting at 8 on Destination America.
I live in the now. I live in the right now, man.
Yeah, I live.
You're all I think about. You and how I'm gonna hurt you.
Good.
Your wife and your kids sitting at home waiting for you to come back. Dad's coming home early because you're done. You're done in this tournament.
Trust me, you're not going to want to miss the round table, want to miss this. It's a look back at group play. It was EC3 1-up Anderson, spoiler opportunity against the...
And you got to know that Anderson loves the opportunity that he has right now. Mention how bad blood between these two. Of course, Anderson would love to play spoiler, but more a pinfall victory over EC3.
Tremendous amount of history between Mr. Anderson and EC3. Remember all those months ago when it was EC3's campaign to become world champion. EC3, that really struck a chord with Mr. Anderson. He would start his counter campaign. These two would have a series, and Anderson said, look, just beat me one-on-one. You don't need tyrants. Just EC3, said no thanks. The rivalry only gets deeper from there. EC3, much like Anderson was doing, 1%er. And this match is all but over. EC3 changes his game plan, though. EC3 cover, gets the leg hook, and Anderson kicks out at 2.
That's a maneuver you don't see often by EC3, but EC3 right now is just trying to get this match over with. He knows the longer that he's in the ring with the veteran Ken, and if he's breathing, if he's still moving, there's an opportunity for Anderson to pull off the upset, and EC3 does not want that to happen.
You harken back to what these two said to each other. Roundtable discussion for group champions. Anderson talked about coming up in the independent circuit and working hard and training and traveling and driving. Dollars are a hot dog and a handshake, as the boys like to say. EC3 didn't even know what the independents were.
I don't know if that's a justifiable case to get mad at EC3. I mean, it's not something that's per se his fault. He was born into it. You know, and I'm the first one to tell you, call and scratch and fight my way to the big times too, just like Anderson, but I'm not going to have a personal gripe against EC3 just because he was born into the business.
Now, Mr. Anderson has a personal gripe with EC3. Mr. Anderson wants EC3 to disdain or Tyrus. Schoolboy, EC3 pops free. A clothesline here with Anderson in the center of the six-sided ring.
I got to tell you, both men hit the clothesline. They're down in the middle of the ring right now. And this is an opportunity when two competitors know not only they have a chance to catch their breath, but if I am in a better position than my opponent, I want to get to my feet first, and I want to try to simply put out the win.
EC3 got to his feet first, but he's trying to catch wind. Anderson's up as well. And these two heavy hitters, these two colliding in the center of the ring. Who will gain the advantage?
Anderson, I gotta tell you, when he throws those right hands, brother, you're gonna feel.
EC3 goes low and Anderson goes high. And Anderson digging deep here. Neck breaker. EC3 down. Anderson up, perhaps thinking like, perhaps trying to put away. EC3. Lambo lit through, and now Mr. Anderson making his way to the top rope here.
Hurrying his way to the top. Swanton! Oh my goodness, almost overshot him there. You can see him grab the back of his head, but he did.
EC3 stays alive.
I don't know who took the worst of that, EC3 or Anderson. But EC3's still down, Anderson's up, so there's an indication right there that it was still effective.
And now, again, Anderson trying to set up the mic check. EC3 to create some separation, trying to avoid Mr. Anderson here. EC3 looking for the EC3 splash. Anderson counters. And Anderson trying to get to the top rope, and EC3 plays defense.
Gotta do. Earl to get down, but they got a 5 count, Earl.
EC3 was going to go for the 1%er off the top rope. Anderson shots to the abdomens.
Oh boy, this can't be good.
And Anderson connects. Anderson with the cover, trying around the 16. And there's Tyrus with less than 2 minutes to go.
You know, this is just ridiculous. Tyrus, I just always involved. As you said, it's just a matter of time.
The clock is ticking down.
You need to have your son working. You're too old. You don't know what's going on.
EC3 is down on the outside. If Anderson wants to play spoiler, he's got a lot of work to do and not a lot of time.
Well, Earl Hebner is reprimanding Tyrus, but you might want to calm down, no? Jeez, have a heart attack.
Tyrus needs to get out of here, and Anderson takes care of Tyrus. EC3 rolled back into the ring, and Anderson, he's got to keep his composure. He's got to get after EC3. 1 minute to go.
Well, there you go, Anderson. Give it to him. Lay it on him.
Tyrus may be the sacrificial lamb, eating up all the clock on the outside. Anderson, again, keep your composure.
Anderson may realize that, hey, you know, I got nothing to lose.
EC3 with a low blow. The low blow to Anderson.
Not like this.
1%er countered. Mic check coming. EC3 sidesteps just before the time limit. Picks up the win.
Ethan countered that there.
And if you thought of and you were compelled by what EC3 had to say earlier, wait till you see what the 1%er had to say after that in regards to the World Title Series.
Well, I mean, once again, dynamite training session. Thank you, Vista Pro. Knocked out heavy squats, heavy deads, you know, training like an athlete that I am. Right now we're gonna go back, we're gonna go to the crib. We're gonna go to Casa de Carter, my house, not Auntie's, and you know, I'm gonna shower up and we're gonna show you some of the things I like to do, and we're gonna talk about the rest of the World Title Series and you know, how it's bullshit mostly, but also how I was victorious the whole time. You know, after I come back here, relax, call this a chill zone. Where were we? DJ Z. So DJ Z met his fate via the 1%er. He's out. Next was Davey Richards and, you know, one half of the Wolves, one of the greatest tag. He's a fierce competitor. He's literally like a wolf in the ring. He brought it. But he lost. He lost because he's a wolf and I'm a lion. Bobby Lashley in the semifinals, a man I've beaten before, a man I've beaten in this tournament. But one more time, I can destroy the Destroyer. I have, and I always will. And then it's on to the final. Eric Young or Matt Hardy. The Final Four has been set, the best of the absolute best. And there, I will erase what has happened to me. Destroyer. I will destroy the world-class maniac, and I damn sure will destroy Matt Hardy. And I will improve this business by once again becoming the world heavyweight champion. I said it once, I said it twice, I'll say it 1,000 times. This World Title Series is not over. until I win.
And coming up next, all four men competing in the semifinals sit down for a candid roundtable discussion as they get ready to...
In America.
The Shop TNA Season's Beating Sale is happening right now, with DVDs and T-shirts starting as low as $5 placed by December 17th. Ship standard to arrive by Christmas Eve, and receive free shipping on all orders of our...
Welcome back to Impact Wrestling. There you see the Final Four. One of these men will go on to become world champion live on date January the 5th. But earlier this week, I had the opportunity to sit down with all four men who will be competing in the semifinals to get their candid take on each other and who will become the next world champion. The roundtable with the semifinalists right now.
Gentlemen, first of all, congratulations on making it this far, on making it to the semifinals. The first question, very simple. Lashley, we'll start with you. The first question is, what's your opinion on EC3?
I'm going after EC3. I beat up his friend over there also.
Before you follow up, you guys have already met in this tournament. You met in the group round. EC3 was able to secure the victory. Some means, I think you would agree. Do you have a plan to avoid those nefarious means?
Because I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if his friend's going to jump in. I don't know if he's going to do... Is he going to fight me by himself? He's going to win like a real champion for once?
Is that Sure. My opponent, Bobby Lashley, is one of the toughest. I mean, he's the destroyer. He destroys. To say, am I going to stand up as a man myself and fight him? Didn't I already? Didn't I in the first round? I feel it's kind of almost unfair that I have to defeat Bobby Lashley again to advance to the finals. I've beaten him. And if you want to say it was nefarious means or unfortunate circumstances or my friend here, Bobby, I kind of outsmarted you. You showed me a weakness and I took advantage, and I do not see anything at all wrong with that.
You that you're like a champion. You actually believe it, don't you?
I have one.
It's borderline delusional, actually.
Matt, before you can think about facing EC3 or Lashley, you have to go one-on-one with the diabolical Eric. Your thoughts on facing Eric Young in the semifinals?
Eric Young's an ultra-talented wrestler, and I will not underestimate you one single bit. You're demented, you're mean, you're tough, and you do a lot of stuff that I'm not cool with, and I can't wait to beat some. I'm going to beat the meanness. I'm going to beat the toughness. I'm going to rough you up, and you are going to be in for a very appropriate twist of fate when it's all said and done, my man.
Eric, your opponent, Matt Hardy, has not lost at all. He swept the group round. He had 9 points more than anyone else here.
Swept a tag team division, tag wrestlers. As far as I'm concerned, this table. Wow. He come out of the weakest group. I came out of the originals. I've been here from the beginning. Group of death party. And now you got to face that. You can run your mouth and say you're going to do this and say you're going to do that. I am diabolical.
I'm going to show you.
I don't like you.
The feeling's mutual, Eric.
Yeah. Well, I'll see you. I'll see you in the semifinals.
Eric, if I can follow up here, throughout this tournament, many people believe that the group of death was the TNA 2 representatives from that group here in EC3 and Lashley. Do you care to comment on that?
Do I care to comment? Was I a TNA champion?
Yeah.
Was I a TNA champion?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone else at this table won every belt here? No.
Eric, you don't have to put you don't have to pound it over everyone's heads. And I haven't lost a match in this. No one is stopping the Matt Hardy train. This is my tournament, and you are the next victim. You are.
Matt, let's stick with you for our second question. Assuming you defeat Eric Young, assuming you make it to the finals, who do you expect to see in the finals? Who do you expect to see in that last match?
But I can't sell you short. What? You're good, and you have him, which is a huge card in your deck.
Anybody here is free. Someone to watch their back. Any one of you could also go find yourself a giant.
And we are here to wrestle one-on-one contests. He is he's a wrestler. He has integrity. Yeah. You don't. You depend on him. I think you're in for an upset.
That's fair.
And it couldn't happen to a better individual.
Lashley, who do you semifinal round?
I like this little matchup, but Matt Hardy has these. He's a legend of Matt Hardy. That's going to be a tough one to beat. So I think in the finals, you know, and I've never got Matt Hardy before. So not only do I want to wrestle Matt Hardy, but I think Matt Hardy has the edge in that match. Sorry why, but just think he's a little tougher.
We'll find out if we're going to get that first ever match between Matt Hardy and you, assuming you get out of the semifinals. Who do you think you're going to face?
Eric Young. But I'm prepared for the challenge.
Eric, do you think you're going to face EC3 in the finals?
You can say whatever you want about the man. He's a winner. He's been a winner as winners win. That's all there is to it.
I don't even know how to say listen. Like listen. How's it called?
You're close.
I can't even say.
Why don't we have EC3 stand up and Tyra sit down, because EC3 doesn't do anything anyway.
Comments. I have one last question. Eric Young, I'm going to ask you this question, as you always do. Who's not advancing there?
Matt Hardy. I've already answered this. Matt Hardy is not advancing. You're not getting out of the semifinals. I told you I don't think you belong in the semifinals. That makes me mad, Matt.
Is that right?
Look at me.
Yeah.
I'm not here to wrestle. I'm here to hurt you. You're not getting out of the semifinals. Joking.
Eric.
Do I look like I'm kidding around?
I like this. I like this.
Finals.
Give it your best shot.
This is my tournament.
Give it your best shot.
My tournament to win.
Yeah.
You're done. Never come back. You might never come back. I'm not thinking about you. I'm thinking about you. I live in the now. I live in the right now, Matt.
Yeah, I like
When I go to bed tonight, I'll be thinking about you. And how I'm at home waiting for you to come back. Dad's coming.
You will not break me. No,
I'm gonna break you.
You aren't the man.
One-on-one.
You are the man.
You, Matt.
No,
EC3.
you are not the man.
I thank all four of you gentlemen for joining us here.
It was my pleasure, Don.
Who leaves as tournament champion? Find out on Impact Wrestling.
No more talking.
These four incredible athletes will have the opportunity to grab destiny by the horns and become the king of sport, the future of Impact Wrestling, the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. But before a new champion is crowned, join us for the very best of Impact Wrestling 2015. The biggest moves, the brightest stars, the hottest knockouts, and the moment